everyone. Happy Tuesday. And Gary, I'm not always late to live. I'm usually the one on time. How is everybody? Another fun-filled Tuesday coming at you. Thank you so much for being here. I was kind of reading the chat as I was going along. I'm like, what is happening in the chat? But hi, everyone. So last week, I announced that I will be doing a new show on Wednesday nights with Zach from Zach Drives Fast on the Rideshare Guys. So those of you who missed it, I'm just gonna quickly play the trailer and we'll kind of go from there. So I am so excited. It is less than 1 day away. So I just want everybody hopefully to come join me tomorrow night. It is 8 p.m. Eastern. It is 5 p.m. Pacific. Hopefully I got the zones correctly on that timing, but I just can't wait. We have a full packed topic list ready to go for tomorrow. So I think it's going to be an amazing show it's basically really based on food delivery apps along with a couple last mile apps, Instacart Shipt, Walmart Spark, anything else in between. So it's definitely going to be a good time. So don't forget to join us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on the Rideshare Guy. So with that being said, I have I feel like I have like a whole bunch of stuff that like I really haven't been here with you. Well, I was here last week, but we really didn't go over like my week or any of the news that's going on. But before I do that, a couple of things that I want you guys to check out. I know Gary is here. If you guys don't have Duh or the driver's utility helper or Maximo, go check out Gary'sApps.com. Both of them like rock and really help drivers out, and they are just absolutely amazing. So if you don't have them yet, go check out Gary'sApps.com and get Duh or even Maximo. They're absolutely fantastic. And then tax season is here. If you didn't know already, Solo actually helps you prepare taxes too. So the Solo link is in the description. All of the stuff I'm going to mention is in the description of today's live. So definitely go check out Solo too if you haven't done your taxes. Not only that, but there's so much more that they do. I feel like every driver should have Solo by now, just based off of they auto track your miles, they track your expenses. They literally are like the one-stop shopping for helping you do all that stuff that helps you save during tax time and everything that a driver actually needs. And then also, with that also being said, Para is up and it is absolutely fantastic. I don't know that you guys have tried it out yet, but they have the auto decline feature now for Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, and Grubhub. And I did a video on it. You can actually set so many parameters on any one of those apps that you guys have, and it just literally auto declines all those crap orders that come through your phone, and you don't have to worry about them anymore. I've been using it for like the past, I think, like 2 weeks now, and man, what a saver with seeing some of those really crappy orders. I don't have to worry about decline anymore, at least with Uber Eats and Grubhub in my mix. So if you haven't checked out Para lately, go check them out. If you don't have Para, once again, they are in the show notes of this live as well. So go check out all three of those links that will definitely be in the description of this live. So let's talk some shop. Let's talk about my week. I know I didn't talk to you guys even though it happened last week. I didn't talk to you guys about this last week. So I had that one day where, man, it was rough. Like Oh man, yes, I do DoorDash too. So that's where the driver utility helper comes in. So yes, I do DoorDash too. Um, so Uber, I did that shop and pay, and I was so mad. I always say it really stinks when you get tip baited with Uber Eats on a man on a regular order, but when you actually go shopping for someone, I feel like it stings even worse because I feel like you put a little bit more time into doing it. And uh, tip baited $8 on a shop and deliver for Uber Eats. And to make it even worse, and I should be all judgy, but I am. The house I delivered to was absolutely gorgeous, and it was a McMansion, and yeah. At the hour mark, I was excited to go back because that's one of the best features about actually Uber Eats is they do high tips over $8. So yeah, I did but soda. I called support and I did everything I need to do with support. It's frustrating, It's like I said, I feel like it's only been like a handful of times I've been tip baited. It doesn't make it easier anytime that it happens to any driver. But yes, I did notify Uber Eats because like I said, like I'm like, oh, okay, I'm at the hour mark. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for maybe the tip to go up because it wasn't actually $8. And it was a pretty large grocery order too. It was over like $100 grocery order. So I'm like, maybe it'll go up. Who knows? And then like an hour and a half went by, and I'm like, oh my God, don't tell me they did this. And sure enough, and then I did that same exact day, I did an Instacart order. And you guys all know me, I don't do Instacart that often. But the next day, I mean, nothing happened that day, but the next morning I woke up and there was an alert. There was an alert on my phone. There was an email in my email box saying that the order was claimed not to be delivered. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what are the chances? Well, like, actually, I guess for me, it's a good chance. What are the chances of this happening to me in like the same day? But, yeah. Anyway, so that happened last Sunday. And so I guess this week, where I'm going to go over two major things that have happened. So the first thing, let's see. I became top dasher again for the month of April, so that's exciting, and that's Steve Instacart forever. Yeah, yeah. We'll go with it. We'll go with that. You know, when I think about tip baiting and reporting deliveries, like I guess because it hasn't happened in like so long for me, I guess I was naive. I'm like, didn't we get past this? Isn't that like who does this anymore? Wasn't this like so like 2 years ago during like pandemic time? Like, why is it even still happening? Whatever. Anyway, moving on. So Top Dasher, yay! So I got that on Saturday afternoon. Just so you guys know, um, these are I pulled up my ratings for DoorDash as of literally right before I went on the live. So this is where my ratings stand right now. So my very first shift wasn't well, not the very first shift. My very first night shift was on Sunday evening, and it was an incredible evening. And I'm not naive to know that evenings like this they don't happen very often, but I did learn a couple things. So I've been market testing acceptance rates for the past like probably 2 or 3 weeks since my zone went promo. No, what's the shoe promo? What's the shoe promo, Bud Soda? I don't think I have that. Oh, shop promo? Yeah, I have the shop promo. But the past like 4 weeks, Bud Soda with the shop promo, they've only sent me 2 shop and delivers like per week. And I don't know if it's because I'm already top dasher and they're trying to push some of the shop and pays to non-top dashers, so you have the opportunity to be a top dasher for a week. I don't know, but last week and the past like 3 or 4 weeks, I've actually only received 2 shop and delivers for the entire week. So anyway, so man, it was a good night. So with doing, I think what I was trying to say, with doing the market research that I've been doing in my own area, these are kind of the things that I have found. And I always try to pass along the knowledge because you know what, it may work in my area, it might not work in your area, it might work in your area, I don't know. But the past couple weeks, I've been really testing hot zones, and not just the red hot zones, but where the fires are in those zones to see if it makes a difference, whether it doesn't make a difference. I've been also testing. I always have like my own area that I go to. I have my own area, and I'm sure we can probably all relate to this. That we always park in. We always have like our own secret parking spots. At least in my town, I do. I feel like it should be labeled Kim's spot at this point. But anyway, um, and I wanted to see where other hot zones are. So, not just like my own individual area. So, a lot of times I'll get orders that actually take me out of my zone or even to a different area that I normally don't work. And I was really testing out those areas that if I got in order, because I feel like a lot of times I waste time going out of zone and then I always try to get an order to bring me back into zone. But is that really time efficient when I can actually be getting orders going outside the area? So I've been testing that as well. So what I've learned is, at least in my area, um, man, hot zones and those little fire marks really do, in my opinion, make a difference. um, and they really have really helped me achieve some of these orders that I am actually getting in my own area. Yes. And I've said this before, and I will keep saying this because I really think this is kind of, at least in my my area, is the really key is kind of combining all three programs to make it work for you. And I know, Thomas, can you believe it? 8,500. I'm like, where did that even come from? That's just DoorDash. When you guys know I do videos for Rideshare Guy. I did 14. I did a video about 14,000 deliveries, and that was probably a month or so ago. So actually, at this point, between all the apps combined, I think I'm close to 15 or maybe even 16,000 at this point between all the apps that I use. But anyway, so the secret, I feel like, in my area is literally the combination of kind of all three of these programs: Top Dasher, um, LOP program, large order program, and also the diamond program. And the other thing that I really learned is I always really try to keep my acceptance rate pretty high, but I'm also not afraid of declining. Do I just go out there like I did before and cherry pick, and, go through order after order? No, that's not what the, diamond program is. But what I've learned is that it's still okay to really decline those orders that are like the true like crap orders that are out there, and that has been really helping me as well to get through some of, like, I don't care what they say. I don't know, maybe it's because my area was late to the game with the diamond program. Like, I obviously I listen to other content creators out there, and I listen to what comments come in from you guys, and um there was like mixed reviews, and some people were saying, well, the higher acceptance rate, you're going to be getting great orders all the time. Like, I'm like, where is that? Because I mean, yes, I do get great orders, and yes, I get orders like I did the other. I must have been on some kind of like DoorDash god good grace. I don't know what else to say besides that the other day, because all of those orders, by the way, that I showed you actually came in one after the other. That whole entire night, I actually only declined 2 orders altogether. So I guess luck was maybe on my side. I would say Irish luck, but um, we're past the luck of the Irish at this point. So I don't know. day after April Fools. Maybe DoorDash was playing a trick on me. I don't know. But anyway, so this was my really this was the big news of the week, actually Saturday. I know a couple of you guys were top dashers too, so congratulations also to everybody that became top dashers for the month of April. Hopefully, it really helps you. Oh, just one more thing before I move on that has helped me. I with combining all three of them together, but Top Dasher has been really key in pauses. And when DoorDash kicks you off, like, not, I think the reason why I do Top Dasher, and I think I've been Top Dasher for 7 out of the last like 10 months. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it's somewhere. I was only not Top Dasher for 2 or 3 months since last, I don't even know. When did I become Top Dasher? Last August? Last September? Anyway, um, is I really do it for the Dash Now feature, and it really helps you pause. Pausing is like literally my best friend, and really trying to get into the zones that I need to get back to the hot spots that I need to get to. And that's another thing that has really helped me. And you know what? If DoorDash wants to kick me off, DoorDash, go right ahead, kick me off, because I'm gonna get right back on. And that's why Top Dasher, in my opinion, is such a key to a lot of the DoorDash success that I'm actually seeing. Yeah. Okay. So, another big thing that happened this past week, and I was really excited when it came across. And sorry, I didn't have more of the screenshots, but I did a video about this a couple of days ago. And I was surprised to see that a couple of you guys had already um had this in your market even like a year ago. And I'm like, well, I guess my market might be late to the game on this. But I was so excited when this came through. When it first came through, I was at a restaurant, and I wasn't even waiting that long, and I'm like, oh, what is that screen? At first I thought I hit like something wrong because my phone was in my hand, and sometimes you put it down, and sometimes your phone does wacky things, and I'm like, oh my god, what did my fingers hit by accident? And it wasn't. And I had the timing down because I took a screenshot of the time it was supposed to be delivered. And when I actually took a screenshot of this, and it was the 5 minute mark. So my order was supposed to be ready at 6:55 in the evening, 5:55, sorry, in the evening. And this came through at 6 p.m. And basically, it was saying, we understand that the restaurant is running behind, and it gave you options to choose from. How long do you think it's going to take? Less than 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes. I don't know. I have the order. I think I'm reading that correctly on the screen. And then you choose one of those options, and then it actually went to another screen that basically was saying that you can cancel the order without penalty. You won't get credit for the money of the order, but you can now go and cancel the order if you want to move on to your next order, which I thought was pretty darn amazing. I'm like, I don't have to wait for an order ever again. So this is my question to you. First of all, do you guys have this in your area? Have you seen it? So a couple of comments were chuckling in, this came to my area too. And then also, a lot of you guys, well, some of you guys said you already had this feature in your market. So first of all, let me know, do you have this feature, and is it in your market? That's first thing. Well, I'll go put that in now, and then I'll get on to like my second question of the night on this. Oh, hang in there. I know it's rough, but hang in there. I feel your pain. I feel like we've all been going through that at some point, and it's brutal. So I definitely feel your pain. Hang in there. Um, kind of take it one order at a time. My thing is I got frustrated when I was doing some of these climbs. I would get so frustrated. And that's another thing, going back to as you guys are putting on, if this is in your area. Um, I forget where I was going. Oh, with now that I am consistently at a level with my acceptance rate, I guess the only really good thing about, not the only good thing, that's being very dramatic. A good thing about keeping a higher acceptance rate is I didn't have to go through Hell Week um, this past month. So I guess if that's like the silver lining out there, I'm going to take it as a positive. It was kind of nice that I didn't have to go through Hell Week because I didn't need to raise my acceptance rate, so that was pretty awesome. So Thomas, so you did not get the feature yet. That's interesting because I know you are in New Jersey. So, but soda, it's not in your market yet, Thomas. I want it. I don't blame you. If I knew this existed, I would want it too. Man. So Thomas, you say you save up 70% all the time now. I'm telling you, it was really nice not going through Hell Week this past month. Okay, so next question I'm going to ask you guys. So how long, forget this feature, how long are you willing to wait at a restaurant for an order? I'm just curious. I know I did a poll on this past week, but how long are you willing to wait for an order when you're at a restaurant? Because for me, I'm a 10-minute girl. If I'm going to say there's a clause in there. I'm a 10-minute wait girl. 10 minutes, I'm out the door, most likely. But if it is like a large order and I know that it's a large order and I know the customer or I know the area it's going to, there is a chance I will definitely stick it out because the payout might be greater than canceling the order. And sometimes you kind of have to weigh if the payout is worth the time you're investing in waiting for this order. So yeah, that's kind of my rule of thumb. Is if it's just a regular order, it's 10 minutes, and basically, peace out, Cub Scouts. I'm out the door. Other than that, if it's a pretty large order, I'm willing to wait. Okay, so you said 10 minutes top. Okay, Haziri, you said 10 minutes the most as well. So, Thomas, you said 10 minutes depending on the customer order. So, you're somewhat like me. So, but soda, if it's 40 minutes, I deliver my other orders and come back. I do 10 minutes, but it's up to 20. Yeah. Okay, so it seems like we're pretty much on the same page. I'm looking at Thomas's question. I mean, the comment that just came in. My cancellation rate is 98%. No need to cancel most of the time. It's a very rare occasion in my area that actually there's actually wait times. I feel like if I was talking to you guys like 2 years ago, it would be a completely different story. Um, it was I know for most of us it was rough during right when like restaurants were starting to open, even months after, especially with staffing. I feel like a lot of times staffing is still an issue with some restaurants, but I feel like most of it has been somewhat resolved by now. So it's very interesting that right now it's a very rare occasion that I'm actually waiting more than 10 minutes at restaurants around my area, just because I feel like they've really improved over the past year or so. So I guess that's a good testament to a lot of restaurants in in my area. So I don't know whether you guys are finding the same thing, if you're finding that staffing levels are better in your area than they were even like a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. But at least I found like I said, it's very rare occasion. And the restaurants that are like usually really, really backed up, I know by now that, most likely I'm probably not even going to accept an order to that restaurant, and I'll use one of my declines for that restaurant. Thank you, Thomas. I really, really appreciate that super sticker. So, um, Top Dasher, new feature. It was a pretty exciting week. Um, I feel like I just because I've been had other things going on, I feel like I didn't work as much as I normally do, but somehow I pulled off a really decent week despite not working out hours. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about real quick. And I know I mentioned this in the video, and especially with Diamond and Top Dasher, I really learned also that I shortened my hours. And at first, I thought I was crazy because I came with the mindset that, like, when I go out, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go work. But I feel like that doesn't work with that mentality, I should say, at least for me, doesn't work with the new Diamond program. And I feel like I am shortening my hours and I'm working the exact peak pace of my DoorDash area to get the biggest payouts in my area, if that makes any sense. So, mornings, I would start as soon as my daughter went off to school. I would literally start dashing and I kind of just kept going until around like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then I would come home and, be ready for her to come home from school. So now I don't start until like 10:30 because I know that catering orders and a lot of the large orders for DoorDash usually start around 10:30, but really lunch doesn't really start from my area until like 11 or 11:30. And then I used to work until like 2 o'clock. Now I work until 1:30 because the chances of me getting really amazing orders after 1:30 in my area, it really doesn't happen. Usually I end up with like those $5.75 orders, those $4.75 orders anytime, usually after like that 1:30 mark. And why stay out for those really small orders that would frustrate me to no end? I might as well just go home and pick up again in the evening time when the same thing, like my dinner rush is usually 5, and I used to stay out until like 9, 10 o'clock at night and still taking orders because I can decline my way through until I got the order that I wanted. And that's really not the case anymore. Oh, it's really not the case anymore. I work 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I mean, good for me. I'm home and I'm with my family at 8 o'clock at night, which is awesome because it's not something I'm used to. But because I'm shortening my hours, I'm getting better orders because I'm working the true peak hours. So if I can, say anything, like really do your own research in your market and really figure out what your own peak pays are. And this can go part-time, it can go full-time, whatever you're working. So if you're part-time and you're coming home and you're working like that dinner rush, like find out when that true dinner rush is so that way you can maximize the time and the money that's coming into you during those hours. So breakfast is tough most days. Who wants to spend money in the morning? Breakfast in my area, it's always been rough. I know a couple of you guys say that, like, you love your breakfast time and you get some really great orders. And like, I would go out in the morning and this could be for like Uber Eats and Grubhub and DoorDash. Like, I really wasn't seeing orders, to be honest with you. Like, if I was getting orders, they were 4.75, 5.75 because it's someone ordering their coffee from Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, or like their bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel from some breakfast place. It was never profitable enough for me. It was just kind of something that actually just started my day and I went out just to go out. So mornings for me have always been tough. Even now, I'm like, I'll be honest, why am I wasting my time frustrating myself with these smaller orders when I can be at home working a lot of my side businesses that I want to work, get all that work done. So I'm not staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning trying to get everything accomplished. And I'm still jam packing my day, but in a shorter amount of time. So that's been that's really been working for me over like the past like 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so you started doing the same thing too. I started doing the same thing, started around 10:30, because people are already placing their lunch. Yeah, 10:30 definitely seems to be the key. I feel like people are starting to order at 10:30 for like their 11:30, 12 o'clock lunches, especially if you're around an area that has like a lot of industrial places or office buildings. A lot of people order for offices early, so because they don't know what time people are actually taking their lunch. You know, it's funny you should say this, Thomas. Last week, I know you guys are gonna be making fun of me. Um, yeah, Instacart. I did Instacart last week. Not a lot, but I did enough. And Instacart works really well. Um, in It works really well in the mornings when you're not getting food delivery. So I've been literally turning on Instacart. I've been turning on Ship just in case there's a couple of areas. Oh my God. So speaking of, I know I'm going to like jump subject here in like a half a second. So point pickup. Has anybody's phone been blowing up with point pickup? So point pickup last Sunday added one, two, three, four, five more shop rates in my area. And I mean, not that I'm complaining. Granted, I'll be honest, I've been so busy with the other apps, I haven't really done a point pickup in literally months. I guess I should because you see some of the orders come through. I'm like, maybe I should start looking at point pickup. But my God, my phone is like blowing up with point pickup. In like the past like 2 weeks, it's like point pickup, point pickup. I had to actually turn off the alerts because it was like ding, 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 ding. I'm like, oh my God. So I just literally had, and that's with, I don't know. I always find point pickup very strange because you can turn point pickup on and off. And even though you turn it off, you still get the alerts. And I'm like, how is that? Why? But anyway, I didn't know whether anybody else who has point pickup, like all of a sudden decided to get more stuff on their platform or more merchants on their platform these past like 2 weeks. But it's been a little intense with point pickup, but just curious if anybody saw the same thing. So, Gio, so you said that Seattle, Washington, people love breakfast, certain coffee and donuts. So 7 a.m. to 10 can be good. Good for you. I wish just because I feel like I'm out so early because my daughter's just off to school and my husband's out to work. So I'm like, I might as well start my day. And I'm like, I can't get that morning going. I feel like it just kind of gets like pieces here or there to start my day, nothing substantial. Yeah, point pickup is, yeah, I see it. Point pickup is underrated. I tend to agree with you, but I feel like I don't know. I haven't done it in so long. It kind of makes me want to just to try it. The thing I don't like about point pickup, and this is like the biggest thing I don't like about point pickup, is they don't show you the amount of items in someone's order. Granted, you are just picking up the order and dropping it on someone's doorstep with point pickup, but I have a hard time not knowing. Like, I want to know at least how many pieces I'm picking up in the order. So I know if it's 100 items, is it 20 items? Is it going to fit in my car? Is it not going to fit in my car? Like, you can never tell with point pickup. And that's my biggest issue for point pickup. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this. But soda, 101 hours last week. You are crazy, my friend. Please get some rest. Yeah, I feel like I need to say that to you like once a week. Please get some rest. So you're safe out on the streets. I worry about you. Yeah, it's interesting. I know you like breakfast and lunch, Gary, in your home by dinner. I am trying to possibly practice that. I'm gonna test that out maybe in the next week or so. It's hard for me. I've had the same schedule with gig work since I started full time back in 2020. So we're now 3 years into being full time gig work. So I feel like I've had the same schedule. I'll be honest, it's a little nerve wracking cutting back what you're used to. Hey Anthony, how are you? Um, it's hard because I feel like with dinner, I feel like I almost, as much as I want to be home with my family and I want to be home with my daughter and my husband, oh man, some of those orders at nighttime are really good. And I'm like, how do you pass up some of that money? So I know I have to, with everything that's going on, with YouTube world, with personal wise, with my other channels I have going on, at some point I will have to not go at 5,000 miles a minute. And um, yes, I think I have to at some point test lunch and I mean breakfast and lunch to see if it works for me in my area. I feel like I'm just not willing to give up the money that happens at nighttime for dinner. That's my like dilemma usually when it comes to food delivery. You took off yesterday. Okay, but get some rest. And that's 101 hours. That's a lot of hours. But anyway, so that was my week. I hope everybody's week was just as fun. Oh, this is a question for you guys. Are you guys working on Sunday for the holiday? I'm just curious, and then I'll let you know what I'm doing on Sunday. So, are you working on Sunday? Anybody? Anybody working Sunday? I am not working Sunday. I am Easter Bunny is um is coming to my house. Um so I will not be working Sunday to spend it with my family. Hold on. Okay. Um so I'm spending Sunday with obviously my family, and watching my 6-year-old tear through an Easter basket. Hopefully, that the Easter bunny is going to be leaving at my house. So, no, I will not be working on Sunday. I kind of made a pact with myself, and hey, Tony, what's going on? I made a pact with myself and also my husband when I started doing this. So you guys probably all know this, but I was a retail manager prior to this. So I always said that when I started doing this, and this is the reason why I do what I do, is before with retail, you would have to work every holiday. I can't tell you how many Thanksgivings pre-pandemic retail was open on Easter. Like granted I never worked on Easter. That was my one religious holiday. Like I never worked in retail, but you know, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day. Hey, Roxanne, how are you? Um I never I always worked holidays, and I said that once I started doing gig work, because we do what we do, like I am, unless I want to, I am never going to work another holiday again. Um so yeah, I am not working Easter because I am going to be spending it with my fun 6-year-old, and my family and my husband and my parents and my sister. And it's just, I think Easter is probably one of my favorite holidays. I really love it. But Christopher, So you said, do you know why the Easter Bunny hides its eggs? I have a feeling you're going to tell me why. So go ahead and tell me why. Oh, thank you, Raphael. How are you? Um, so no, I am not working on Sunday. I'm waiting for Christopher's response. I want to know why the Easter Bunny hides its eggs. Is it like a knock knock joke, or is this a joke? I hope it's a joke, and not like you're actually asking me the reason why. That's funny. So no one knows he's been fooling around with the chickens. That's funny. That's funny. So anyway, so that's my week. So this week coming up, this is what's kind of my lineup. So please, everybody, join me tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. on the Rideshare Guys channel for the Zach and Mai's very first episode of Money Hungry. I'm going to community post it tomorrow for everybody. So you just need to click on the link in my own channel and you guys can go check it out. So I'm really excited about that. Thursdays is the Rodeo Roundtable at Steve's channel, Rideshare Rodeo. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern, so that would be 6 p.m. Pacific. So you're going to want to go check that out as well. Don't forget to check out all the websites that I listed at the beginning. That will be in the description of this live as well. So go check out GaryZaps.com. Also, make sure that you check out Solo if you need to still file your taxes, but also start auto tracking your miles and also tracking your expenses. So tax season next year won't be that difficult. And then also don't forget to check out the new the auto decline feature in Paris. So those are the three biggest things to go check out this week. Oh, thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just really excited. Zach and I spent a good portion of this afternoon going over our show notes, and we have a jam-packed lineup for you guys tomorrow. So we have some very interesting articles and topics to cover. So hopefully you guys all join us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And guys, that is all I have for you guys. Unless you guys have anything else for me, guys, go make your money. Go have a good week. If you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. And I'll see everybody in the next Tuesday. So guys, if you're driving, please stay safe and healthy. Remember, kindness is always free. Love you guys. Oh, I almost forgot. Don't forget to give this live a thumbs up. There are 20 people here right now. So go give this live a thumbs up. And everyone, peace out.